Hi everybody. So this is going to be my second Valentine's Day themed video. And I kind of was thinking about this, these really, I think, can serve two purposes. One, if you're in a situation like me where you're single and, there's really no potentials out there that are going to be your Valentine. These kind of serve as a reminder that it's okay. Sometimes being alone is better if you know what your options are. Or maybe you're in a relationship and these can kind of remind you that dating sucks and to be a little more appreciative of the relationship you have. So let's get into this little tale. So I usually do, if I'm going to do dating, it's usually online dating. It's just easier to meet people for me that way. So I met this guy online. I don't remember what dating site it was. And we were going to meet up at a local bar and just have a drink and get to know each other. So we did, and he's a nice guy. He wasn't a bad person or anything like that. We had a drink, and he had just moved from, I don't know, Maine or Vermont or somewhere with a lot of trees where it's cold. And so he was living with his parents while he kind of, got on his feet and figured out what he was going to do and all that stuff. But they lived on this little tiny, secluded island. And the only way to get there is by ferry. And there's another bar on this island. And he asked if I wanted to go check that out. And I had never been. And so I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. So we go catch the ferry. And we're on this island. And it's like you don't even have cars on this island. It's like you drive around golf carts. It's really neat and weird. Anyway, so we go get his golf cart once we get onto the island, and there's no lights, no real discernible roads. So it's just a lot of trees and darkness. And we go to this bar, and it's closed. Because I guess, it's a real small bar, so they can close if it's not too busy. So here we are in this pitch black forest in this golf cart, and he decides this is an appropriate time to tell me that there's no law enforcement on the island, that they have to take the ferry just like everybody else. So if something, happened, it might take them a while to get there. I'm like, wow, that was not creepy at all. But luckily, he was kind of a tiny fella, so I'm like, I can take him. So I didn't let it bother me too much. And he's like, well, since the bar was closed, you want to just go back to my house. Now, by my house, he meant his parents' house. I'm like, I don't want to meet your parents. It was kind of late. He's like, they'll probably be asleep. Okay, fine. Because the next ferry wasn't coming for another hour and a half, 2 hours. So we had some time to kill. So we go back to his parents' house. Gorgeous house. Really nice. But his parents are wide awake. They're up. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, I like to wear lower cut things. Kind of like this. Wasn't expecting to meet his parents. If that was the case, I would not have worn a low-cut top because I'm Southern. I wouldn't do that if I was meeting someone's parents. But I was expecting that. So I get there. He introduces me to his mom and his dad. First thing his dad says to me, nice top. Ew. Really? Ew. Okay, I'm just going to let that go. So we sit down, and immediately after we sit down with his parents, he gets up and leaves. Doesn't say, I'll be back, nothing. He leaves. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll sit here and chat with your parents while your pervy dad stares at my boobs. That sounds great. So anyway, his mom appeared to have been at least 2 bottles deep into some form of wine. I don't know if this was a regular thing for her. Maybe she was celebrating something, but she was gone. And this was the conversation I had with his mother. So, what was your name? Melissa. Oh, where do you work? At the time I was doing hair. I'm like, oh, I work at this salon. Oh, okay, where's that? Oh, it's over by, the store here. Oh, okay. About 2 minutes goes by. What was your name? Melissa. Well, where do you work? I work at the salon. Did you hear that? That's my dog, if you heard that. Hang on a second. I wish I knew how to edit, because I could cut that out. Sassy! Stop it! Probably just the mailman. Okay. Anyway, so we have this repeated conversation. Now this is about, let's say, 15 minutes into me sitting with his parents, and this will be the 5th time that I've had the conversation of, what was your name? Melissa. Where do you work? This salon over here. Oh yeah, where's that? And as soon as I get ready to tell her where the salon is, for the 5th time, Pervy Dad chimes in, you already asked her that. I'm like, oh, where is this dude? What has he been doing for the last 20 minutes? And another few minutes go by, I'm like, seriously? What is going on? And then his dad's like, so, are you going to stay over? Are you going to spend the night? I'm like, again, no. I'm like, am I like the first girl your son has brought home? Are you just super excited that he brought a girl home? But no, I won't be spending the night because I don't want to wake up chained in your basement. So finally, he comes back. Now, as it turns out, he was actually doing something really very sweet. He was in the kitchen, like, preparing, like, this wine and cheese tray or something. Very sweet. But you could have said, hey, why don't you come with me? Or, hey, I'm going to be gone for like half an hour. Is that okay that I'm going to leave you with my parents? People you don't know for that amount of time? Because I would have been like, yes, I'll come with you. Or, no, that's not okay. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I'm already like, I want to go home so bad, but I got to wait for this stupid ferry to get here. So we go out on the porch and have a glass of wine, and he starts telling me about all the indie college bands he used to like, and I'm not into that kind of music. So I'm like, okay. Like, well, when does the next ferry come? He's like, oh, well, the next one's in like 15 minutes, but then there's another one, the last one in about an hour. I'm like, 15 minutes. You know what? I should get home. I have to get up early. I can't remember what I said, but I made something up. So he said, oh, okay. So we rushed to this ferry. And it finally pulls up, and it felt like an eternity waiting for this ferry. I was like, I just want to get the hell off this tiny island with no law enforcement. And he leans in for the kiss, and I'm like, poor guy, because he really didn't do anything wrong. But, I mean, the whole situation was just creepy and weird and awkward. So I was like, oop, nope, turn. He got the cheek, and the poor little fella, his little face dropped. I'm like, and he doesn't even know the reason that I was, like, not into it was because his parents were super friggin' weird. And he'll probably never know that. But anyway, that was story number 2 to maybe make you feel better about your future Valentine's Day. And I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great one.